Today we're going to solve systems of linear equations by using elimination. 2 days ago we did graphing. Yesterday we did substitution. We always get an ordered pair. Okay? Now, what does elimination mean? Yesterday we covered that substitution meant replace something. Elimination means we want to get rid of something. When equations are in standard form, ax plus by is equal to c, it's much easier to use elimination because that way you don't have to worry about setting them both equal to y. You can just leave them the way that they are. And so, in this case, you're trying to eliminate a variable. And there's two ways to do that. Well, there's three, really. You can add, you can subtract, or you can cross multiply. So first we're going to focus on what happens when we add to get rid of a variable. What variable can we get rid of by adding in this equation? Hopefully you said y, because a positive y and a negative y is going to cancel out. So if I make an addition problem and I add these two equations, I end up with 2x is equal to negative 2 because the y is canceled out. So x is equal to negative 1. Just like with substitution, we have to go back and plug it in to one of the original equations. Negative 1 plus y is equal to negative 3. I add 1, y is equal to negative 2. So my ordered pair is negative 1, negative 2. To show you understand how you add, you guys are going to do this one and we'll check it in class. You should see an underline, an addition, and then your work. And also, let me know which variable you decide to eliminate first. That's important to this. We can also eliminate by subtracting. Okay? So, a lot of times people will try to add in this case, but in this case we are going to subtract. So this says multiply the equation by negative 1. But what I'm going to tell you is that we are going to subtract. Because if I subtract negative 5s minus a negative 5s, they are going to cancel out. Okay? So if they're the same, they're going to cancel out. So now I'm going to subtract 3r minus 2r, and I get r. I'm going to subtract negative 35 minus negative 30, and I'm going to get negative 5. So I know r is equal to negative 5 because I went ahead and did the subtraction. Then just like with before, we are going to plug negative 5 back in, so I get 3 times negative 5 minus 5s is equal to negative 35. So I get negative 15 minus 5s. I add 15, I get negative 5s is equal to negative 20. So then s is equal to 4. And so my ordered pair is negative 5, 4. And I did that by subtracting. So now I want you to try one by subtracting. And we'll check these answers in class tomorrow. Again, remember, you should finish with an ordered pair. A first, B second. Hopefully you know which ones you're going to be subtracting there. The final way is to eliminate a variable, like just eliminate, I don't know, I always just eliminate the first variable. So I'm going to change this to first variable. And I always just try to make this easy. To do this, you multiply the top equation by the coefficient of the bottom, and then you multiply the bottom by the coefficient of the top. It says make sure one is negative and one is positive, but I don't necessarily care about that, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just remember, too, make sure you distribute to everything. Okay? And so this one I really just want to practice it, okay? So in this problem, I'm going to multiply the entire top by 2, and I'm going to multiply the entire bottom by 5. And I'm going to rewrite my problem over here. So negative 10x plus 6y is equal to 12. Then I get 10x minus 10y is equal to 40. Now, I'm going to eliminate the x's because their numbers are the same. Is this addition or subtraction? If I add these two, it's going to cancel out. So we're going to add. They cancel out. 6y plus negative 10y is negative 4y. 12 plus 40 is 52. So y is equal to negative 13. Now, I can put this negative 13 in any 4 of the 4 equations. But, whichever one I pick, I have to make sure I do it correctly. I'm going to pick this one because it has the smallest numbers. That's always just the way I go. 2x minus 2 times negative 13 is equal to 8. 2x plus 26 is equal to 8. 2x is equal to negative 18. X is equal to negative 9. And so now I have my ordered pair of negative 9, negative 13. I'm going to do one more together before I give you one to do on your own. Or maybe we'll just look at this in class tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, so here, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 8. What I want you to do now is pause the video, set up the other problem, solve for x. And in this one, actually, I'll go ahead and just do this real quick. 24x minus 6y is equal to negative 30. 24x minus 24y is equal to 24. Now, is this an addition or a subtraction? This one is a subtraction because the only way you can get rid of the x's is by subtracting. So pause the video, finish solving for y, then go back and solve for x. And then write your answer as an ordered pair. Okay, so hopefully you were able to subtract that correctly and you came up with y is equal to negative 3. Then I plugged it back in to the other equation and got x is equal to negative 2. So there's my ordered pair. You are going to try this one on your own tonight and then have that, and we'll go over it in class tomorrow. And we'll also pick up the notes right here tomorrow in class. We're going to talk about what happens to see if your answers actually come up to be either infinitely many or no solutions. So we're going to take a look at that tomorrow in class. If you want to get a head start, you can go ahead and do these 3. And you'll have a head start on this for tomorrow. If you have any questions about how to use elimination, make sure you see me before school, during lunch. Let's make sure you get credit for doing the notes. Thanks, guys.